Hello, people. This is Business Live Global. I am Johnny Boy, the Consumer Monkey McDonald. And here we are, yet again, another show, another chat with a business mover, shaker, paradigm breaker, thought leader. We're going to bring the energy in these shows. I want to hear some more about the insides of your mind, what makes you tick as an individual, and how you were able to achieve the things you achieved in life. We want these shows to be a kind of a mentor to our wider international network, and you can add value and gain connections in business by being interviewed on this show. So, who have we got in the chair for today? If you're a head teacher, a school leader, a special educational needs person, a dean of a university, anyone in education anywhere in South Africa, you need to speak to this man. I give you Nolan Pillay. Nolan.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Good. Really great on this beautiful, not Tuesday, but Tuesday.
Starting with a pun. Yeah, it's pretty strong. That is pretty strong. So listen, when I read your profile, I could not believe the story, but you don't want to focus too much on that. You want to talk about the why, but just tell us a little bit about who you are, why you're here.
Sure, absolutely. So Nolan comes from a poverty background. He's lived through an era called the apartheid era in South Africa. But I don't like to focus a lot on my poverty because 90% of people in Africa go through poverty. I rather focus on how we can get them out of that poverty situation into a point where they can sustain themselves or fish for themselves.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. You've had a number of near-death experiences, though, as well.
Yeah, I did. COVID being my last one in January 2021. Almost gave up on my life, got admitted with 58% oxygen levels, 13 days in the intensive care unit, watching trauma on a daily basis. Trauma, when I talk about trauma, I mean when a bed is being wheeled across with the face covered, we've lost it. You've got to experience all of this and still focus on you, on how you can get better. So through a strong mindset and more so a resilient mindset, I was able to come out of that. And 2 years down the line now, this is me.
Excellent. And I think that people watching and listening on our network should pay attention to the fact that the people that make the greatest change in this world have, in my experience, all had some sort of trauma from which they've had to grow, which gives them the skills to transmit this to people in educational settings and change their life by changing their mind. You've got a massive plan, which I love. Tell me about that.
Thank you. So the strategy is very simple. And I'm saying it very simple because I don't want people to think when I talk about 1 million people in Africa, I'm talking about something that's going to be really hard. Because it only becomes hard when you make it hard. So the idea is to touch 1 million lives in Africa. And when I say touch 1 million lives, train them to become better thinkers. The problem we're facing at the moment is the youth, especially, they are not in the right mindset to think. And this does us a disadvantage. They don't know how to take these thoughts. And they have fantastic thoughts, by the way, right? They have so much of potential, but there's nobody that's nurturing or grooming them into how they can take these thoughts and make it into a reality, manifest those dreams and those goals as well. We know throughout the world, Jonathan, mental wellness is something that's a bit scary. The youth are going through this a lot. When we were growing up, we did not have coaches, mentors, or even uncles or aunts that we could talk to. But now, because there's so much of resources and right people out there, all they have to do is connect and understand or share where they want to go in their life, and we're there to guide them. But more so, this actually does not help just that youth only. And I'm talking more now to the people out there, which are the corporates and the companies that hire these youth. Imagine now you're going to get youth into your operations or as an employee that we've actually got in the right state of mind. So we kind of created a pipeline for you to take youth that have been through our training and now use them in your employment or in your company, in your organization.
I
That is
like
possible.
that. I like that a lot. Just quickly tell people, I mean, I know it because I've read it. Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich is kind of the underlying strategy in what you can offer. Um, that's a really interesting way of companies investing in the youth that are going to come in. Right, okay. So what should chief executives, who else in the company would be a good person to speak to?
Well, it's all the decision makers. And the reason why us, and even people that are in a company that are responsible for corporate social initiatives or responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really important because we find a lot of companies that want to make a difference out there. And all we're saying is make a difference in something that matters. But here's the thing, I want that corporate or that sponsor to see the same vision that I have. Because if they don't see the vision, they're never going to align with what we're actually trying to do. Now, think about 1 million, right? It's a big number, but it's a ripple effect that's being created all the time.
Explain.
Now, so the idea around this is to allow this youth that we train. So I train them, train the trainer methodology. They now have the ability to go and train other people out there. But here's the thing. When they're training other people, I've just created employment for them. And in this strategy that I have, over a 5-year period, we would have created 3,375 new jobs.
Wow.
That is massive.
That is massive.
And more so, just to a last point on that, this program that we're talking about is an 8-month program. It's called Let's Think and Grow Rich, the Science of Success program. Of course, I've now recently become the only licensee in South Africa. This means I have the IP to train this to other people. And I know I've been studying this material for the last couple of years, well, maybe last decade, and I saw the value that it has brought to me. But now I've got all of this knowledge within myself. I've got the license agreement. Keeping and hoarding this information to myself is not going to serve me. I need to serve others. Hence, I want to roll it out to them. And I've made sure that it kind of aligns with 2 of the United Nations sustainable goals.
Do you know what they are?
So that will be education.
Yeah.
And the other one, inclusivity and sustainability.
So sustainability. Yeah.
It's number 4 and number 8.
Huh. So such a massive goal, such specific numbers in terms of job creation and how the ripple will affect. So it's not a woolly metaphor you're talking about. These are the hard, fast figures. Why is this so important to you?
So 2 things, right? One, going back to my childhood, having to be this little kid as a 10-year-old boy, going out and selling Indian delicacies that his mom used to make purely because we needed to get money so that we could have lunch for the day or supper for the evening. And it was very simple. If we did not make a sale, it meant we just had a glass of water and we slept. Now, like I said, that was my poverty situation. But 90% of the people are going through this currently in 2023. Now imagine, and I don't want to be the person that just sits back and has a look at all of this unfolding in front of my eyes when I can do something about it. I have the knowledge, I have the ability to impact change, Jonathan. I want to leave a legacy for people to see that, you know what, here's a guy that saw how we could change the economic situation of a country, how we can grow people, how we can allow people to be in a better mindset, how to think better, how to become creators, innovators. So if you have all of this potential in front of you and you're not nurturing or helping them to become better, what is our purpose? Why am I here?
Well, I mean, listen, I think too few people ask that question of themselves, and that is ironically what you're saying, because the only reason they don't ask that question of themselves is because they don't believe they can make a difference, and that is the mindset you're giving to people, not giving, you're training people with. Isn't that a fair
Absolutely.
interpretation?
Absolutely. It's the faith and the belief in oneself.
Mm,
If I, sitting here in front of you now, did not have the belief that I can touch 1 million lives, I wouldn't be pushing so hard to make it happen. So you
mm,
got to believe every single one of us has so much of potential within ourselves. Yes, some people are just too comfortable where they are, their content. That's okay. Everyone lives their lives differently. But for me personally, when I feel I have the ability to change lives, to impact lives, to add value to other people, I want to go out there and do it. Because I've been
mm.
for a few years now, and the feedback that I'm getting from a lot of people or the testimonials I got is driving me to become better and better all the time. So
Mm.
if I was not getting good feedback, I would not be so motivated to actually make sure that this becomes a reality.
Well, what's fantastic is that when we get feedback and you're able to grow on from it, then it's just the best sort of growth because you're learning in the moment while you're doing. Um, Briefly, because we've come to the end of our time, I just want to ask you this. So, is what you're saying basically that if someone learns this methodology and then practices it, that they can achieve moonshot goals?
Absolutely, 100%. I've never been this person that said, I want to achieve a moonshot goal, right? I've
Mm,
been the person that has been content. So if I can do it, I'm a human like every single one, everyone out there as well. They can actually do it as well. Here's the thing about the program, though. It's run over 8 months for a specific reason. The first 4 months, we cover a principle. There's 17 principles
mm.
from Let's Grow Rich. So a principle a week.
Do you
But
know what? I'm sorry, Nolan. We're going to run out of time. People watching, connect with Nolan. All the notes, his websites, his blogs will be in the show notes. You really need to reach out to him because I know in South Africa the economy has been a nightmare, and I know that there's so much potential, but it is currently underutilized. Nolan, listen, your song that you chose, "Fight Song" by Rachel Platten. Just tell us why that's important to you.
key. So when I was going through my COVID experience, I downloaded these lyrics and I used to listen to it every day. And it made me realize there's much more for me out there. It actually stopped me at one point of giving up on my life because as a
Fantastic.
human, we do give up as well at times. So
Fantastic.
yeah,
That I tell you what, there's more we could talk about. We'll have to have another conversation. Nolan Pillay, thank you very much for being on Business Life Global. Cheers.
Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say were wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream I'm loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now. I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. 'Cause I've still got a lot of fire left in me. I'm losing friends and I'm chasing sleep. Everybody's worried about me. In too deep. Say I'm in too deep. And it's been 2 years, I miss my home. There's a fire burning in my bones. I still believe. Yes, I still believe in all of those things I didn't say. Wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream on loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is like how a single word can make a heart open. But I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. Here we go. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. And I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fire left in me. Yeah, I've still got a lot of fire left in me.